to the wildfire watch. Residents in Custer and Boise counties are on alert as the Wapiti fire continues to spread closer and closer to homes. The fire has grown about 20,000 acres over the weekend, forcing some more evacuations and putting others on alert to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Now stands at more than 68,000 acres. Drew Binkley visited the fire.
Smoke has settled in over Stanley, with structures threatened by the fast-growing Wapiti fire.
When you have a fire that is burning in those very heavy, very dry, dead and down fuels, those are very adverse conditions for fighting fire on any day.
Fire bosses held a community meeting in Stanley on Sunday to brief residents on what their priorities are.
The intent on this fire, as you guys and gals all know, I hope, is structure protection and making sure to keep that fire away from the homes, businesses, etc.
Fire crews have been protecting structures near Stanley with sprinklers and portable ponds.
We have an opportunity to come in here and cut this off before it can get a big run.
Crews are also focusing on getting a control line near the northeast edge of the fire.
Moving it around Iron Creek is our first priority, getting it up higher on the landscape. At the same time, very well aware of the values that are further to the south.
We're doing everything as fast as we can to get some control on this end, this edge of the fire.
Subdivisions west of Stanley have been forced to evacuate, while Stanley residents are on alert, ready to leave at a moment's notice.
Amber fallout is my concern. Heavy amber fallout causing too many spot fires within town that we can't control.
There are spot fires all over out here.
Trigger lines have been established, which are points that would cause the Custer County Sheriff's Office to start discussing an evacuation of Stanley, while adverse conditions are expected over the coming days.
So we're starting to see a lot of things align for more critical weather conditions as we approach the latter half of this week.
So the management team up there in Custer County expects that the fire, it could be around for a significant amount of time, and that's because of the rough terrain and hazards up in the area. Red Cross, meanwhile, has set up an evacuation site at the Stanley Community Center. That's for any displaced residents there. Red Cross is also on standby in Chalice if Stanley is evacuated. Crews are also making progress on a wildfire burning in Boise County. The flat fire has burned more than 3,700 acres, but is now 61% contained. It's burning about a mile northeast of Pioneerville. Summit Flat Road between Pioneerville and Coulter Summit, as well as Elk Creek Road, are closed for firefighter safety. Middle Fork fire burning nearly 47,000 acres. The complex is just 5% contained. Boise National Forest expanded closures in two main areas, one near Grand Jean and the other east of Garden Valley. The off-limits areas include the Hot Springs, Pine Flats, and Deadwood campgrounds, as well as the river access. The Danskin boat launch also is closed.